So what do we have? The first rates are up on your screen, 25,114, 55,970 is where the Nifty Bank is at. You've got the Sensex, the mid-cap index and small-cap index is all starting up as well. 0.25% on the mid-cap index, and I think you've got the small-cap index, which is higher as well. So this is a decent start. 25,100, 25,160 is the 61.8. That's a retracement from the highs to the low. So another 60-odd points to go. What do we have? Nifty heat map should come up on your screen, gives you a quick sense of where we are likely to start, and then we'll pick it up from there. So the first look is, okay, a lot of financials there. Nifty Bank was down 0.25% yesterday, but today, this morning, it's mostly all financials, at least on large caps, which are occupying the green list there. On the downside, you've got coal and HUL and Nestle, etc., which are coming off. But it's largely up in the green. Some almost 30-35 names are higher, with the minority in the red this morning. Surabhi.
Absolutely, and it's those brokerage notes pulled by Sood. Look at Bajaj Finserv, 1.5%, almost 2% actually now. Nearing the 2,000 mark. Jefferies' target is just about 2,400. So that's a stock on the move. The life insurers are doing very well, actually. Even SBI Life, HDFC Life, the life insurance stocks. Remember, today is the GST rate rationalization meeting, the GOM meeting. And the expectation is that life and health insurance may actually be moved to nil, to no GST at all. And I guess there's some buzz dropping off on some of these stocks. Beyond this, Reliance is a big winner, 1% up. Bharti Airtel, 0.5% higher. ICICI Bank. So the big boys are actually chipping in quite nicely today. There's Kotak Mahindra Bank as well. There is Indices Bank. So financials are looking quite okay. On the flip side, there is Coal India down about 1%. A lot of consumer stocks are cooling off. Lever, Tata Consumer, Eternal, Nestle, all stacked up. Even the auto names, after having done the GST pop at the start of the week, it's a little quiet as of now. Hero, Maruti, these are stocks on the lower side. 35 up on the Nifty, inching towards 25,100.
Well, the stocks that are really catching your eye, just take a look at Nazara Tech. The street clearly believes that, the risk to the business is large. Yes, operationally it doesn't affect them because the company that they've invested money in, that's accounted for after the operating profit. So the risk is that on that investment they've made of around 800 crores with some convertible shares that could amount to another 200 crores. So between yesterday and today, the stock actually has lost close to around 20% of its market cap. Big downtick is what we're seeing on that one. Clean Sciences, we're expecting that trade to take place. That's out of the way. Now I'll track the low of the day and see whether or not that can be a recovery because, sometimes these deals need to get out of the way and then we'll have to see what happens from here on. So for the time being, the stock is down close to around 7%. Let's see if there is a recovery on the horizon. The other one that I'm looking at is Jupiter Wagons. Autowin, Street likes it, moving up on very, very large volumes. EQ Lighting, that's another stock that's doing well this morning. So that one, in fact, is moving higher on rather good volumes as well. It's following up yesterday's move with today's big move. Niva Bupa, that's another stock that's come on your radar. Just take a look at that. Good move is what we're seeing on that name, on decent volumes. And Anil Ambani Group stocks, Reliance Infra and Reliance Power, both of them saw a very, very sharp correction. Well, both of them now have recovered a goodish bit. So that stock as well is up and about in today's trading session. And MIRC Electronics, that's the one that Nimesh had told us that there's a pref issue coming. Now you have some large investors that are willing to show them the money. Let's see how the business turns around. But for the time being, that one is up close to around 5% or thereabouts. I'll tell you what, this 25,100 mark is crucial. If we can trade above that mark, given that it's a weekly expiry, the bears will get stumped on the wrong side. Because even in yesterday's trading session, 25,050 call had a fair bit of open interest built up and the premium out there was declining, though you got the direction right.
All right.
I'll keep an eye out on that mark.
34 points. I mean, we started sharply higher and now I think we've come off actually. So the high so far today is 25,140 and we're about 60 points off the day's high. So far already. At least let's see. I mean, last 2 days we basically have had the market not opening higher. Actually, 2 days the market's opened slightly sideways, lower. 940, 45 starts to pick up and turn around. The biggest volume-led gainer is Swiggy. Swiggy is up 3%, 433 on that name. Godfrey Phillips is coming up with about a 2.5% move. It's got very large volumes on it. Ixigo is something which is coming up 3% higher. EKO lighting, 4%. I mean, EKO, Nazara, etc. all was on Hormuz's volume and delivery numbers and stats which he put out. There is New India Assurance, I think, which is starting about 6.5%, 7% higher. So again, it's got volumes, 1.5 million shares on New India Assurance already, which is coming up. And Bluestone was a mover, 5% yesterday. There is very little float. This is a new listing, by the way. Very little float. 517 or so was the issue price. Stock's at about 590 now on Bluestone at this point. There's India Cements, which is up about 3.5%. SML Isuzu is up about 5%. Zuari has been doing well. Zuari is up about 4% or so, 362 coming through. And Niva Bupa, GIC, RE, etc. are some of the other names which are coming up with decent size gains. You go down the list, volumes start to come off quite sharply. Ola is down 4%. Ola is at the number 2 spot in terms of volume-led losses this morning. So 2 days in a row, stocks up 25, 26%. 100 million shares already, 5% down. And of course, the others we highlighted, there is Clean Science and Nazara. Indigo is coming up, so keep an eye out on Indigo, which is down about 2.5%. It's the 4th largest volume-led loser, 6,019 or so on Indigo at this point in time. 27 points on the Nifty is what you have at this stage.